Okay, you're live.
Good morning,
Good morning, everyone.
I'm just like backwards here.
Sandy's peeing in the
one of
corner,
those
though.
days.
That's where I am on the board.
Oh, okay.
Just stick me over in the corner.
Sometimes it's not a bad place
No.
to be.
No,
I wish
'cause-
I could hide in the corner over there.
Okay, you're live.
For reals. Good morning, Glenda.
It just popped up on mine.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Ace.
Good morning, Mike. Hi, Victoria. Desiree. Happy birthday yesterday. Hi, JD.
JD thought I was just talking to her. Good morning.
Hi, Amy.
All right, we ready?
Yep. Welcome to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer Blackwell.
And I'm Teresa Straub.
We are here live on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed. Thank you all for tuning in this morning, regardless of
Yes.
how you are listening or watching. We appreciate you being here.
Yes, we sure do. And for all of you already watching on Facebook Live, thank you for coming and hanging out with us this morning. If you do not currently follow us on Facebook Live, we encourage you to do so. It's just a way to get a behind the scenes of what goes on when Z93, Outlaw Country, and MonsterMediaYuma.com all go to commercial break. Jennifer and I stay live the entire hour.
And we are going to try and give you some super secret sneak peek Facebook Live tomorrow before the show,
Oh yeah, super early.
if we have access.
I'm crossing my fingers that we do.
Woo-hoo, we're going to try.
So stay tuned tomorrow morning, early for some little sneak peek of what we're going to be doing tomorrow morning.
Now, today on the show, we have Sarah Wisdom from the Yuma County Library District. She will be talking about sheep ranchers and herders in Arizona, Chinese language and culture, and Married in Yuma Hollywood elopements. Always a fun series that they do.
Yeah.
And then after that, Supervisor Darren Simmons will be stopping by to talk about a community event coming up that he will be hosting. And then we have some giveaways this hour, too.
Oh, do we?
Yes, our friends at Advocate Pest and Wildlife Service have given us a gift certificate good for one treatment for residential pest control.
You know what? It's perfect timing for that right now with our unseasonably warm weather that we're having right now. I've noticed all the bugs are starting to come out. They come out in the summertime. They usually kind of go away a little bit in the winter, but when it heats up a little bit, you're going to start to see those pests. So definitely, and you know what? You'll get acquainted with a really, really awesome, longtime community member at Advocate Pest and Wildlife Services.
That's right, and we may get to hang out with them tomorrow, too.
Ooh, sounds like
Yeah,
fun.
you definitely have to tune in. All right, coming up on the show today, like I said, we have Sarah and Darren stopping by. It is February 7th, and we're going to share some birthdays.
Yes, we do. We have some birthdays courtesy of Firehouse Subs. They are our Firehouse Subs birthday shout-outs. We have Jennifer Ligon Amadova. I want to wish you a very happy birthday. And Eugenia Dinsmore,
That's right.
happy birthday to you as well.
If you have a birthday coming up or you have someone special in your life and you would like to have us share that birthday, just go to our website at monstermediayuma.com, go to our Today in Yuma page, and just scroll down a little bit and you'll see the Firehouse Subs logo. It's a festive looking little birthday block there.
Yeah.
And send us the information. We have a form and we need to know the day of their actual birthday so we can announce it on that day. But all of the people entered into each week's birthday pot will be included in a random drawing, and we will select one winner, and they will pretty much get lunch from Firehouse Subs. It's a medium sub, drink, chips, and a dessert, and we just pick a winner at random from all of our birthday people for the week.
Do we do the drawing on Fridays?
We will be drawing on Fridays.
Okay, sounds good.
After we do that morning show.
Sounds good.
So again, if you have someone coming up, and if you want to message us through Facebook, you can do that also. But we have created the simple form, so it takes you just a few seconds, and we want to have as many as possible so we can recognize them on their special day. February is a busy month.
February is definitely a busy month, and it's a short month.
Yes,
so,
it is.
Definitely get them in. If you can get them in a little bit ahead of time, a day or two ahead, that would be wonderful.
Well, today is also National Girls and Women in Sports Day.
Oh, okay.
I know you were pretty athletic.
Yeah, I played soccer all throughout high school, started in junior high, and of course I do my martial arts and a little bit of everything.
It is also National Fettuccine Alfredo Day.
Oh, nice.
I think we still have some left over in our fridge from the big game on Sunday.
Oh, I thought you meant here. I was like, when's the last time we had fettuccine here at the studio?
I need to throw my salads away back there. They're a week old. They might be getting a little funky this time.
I'm sure they are. You know what? I like fettuccine Alfredo. I have to eat it in small portions, but it's good.
It can be kind of rich. Well, Alfredo di Leo, maybe.
That's what it looks like.
Leo was an Italian restaurateur, and he created fettuccine Alfredo in 1908. His wife had given birth to their first son that year, and she didn't have much of an appetite. And to help encourage her to eat, he created a dish of noodles, cheese, and butter. And she liked the dish so much that she thought he should put it on the menu at a small restaurant in Rome. Everyone around the world has been enjoying this dish ever since, so that was a good move on his part.
Well, thank you, Alfredo, for the delicious meal.
It's also National Periodic Table Day. That's the periodic table of elements.
Yes.
How familiar are you with that?
Not at all.
So I won't test you?
No, don't test me. It's been since like high school the last time I looked at a periodic table. Well, it's not like I'm a scientist and have to use it every day.
Well, we use a lot of these items every day, but we don't refer to them by their proper names on a regular basis.
And it's funny because I know that sometimes when they refer to them on different, TV shows, forensics and things like that, I'll remember when it pops up, but otherwise, no.
Just a little bit of information. Well, to understand the development of the periodic table, we must first understand the discovery of elements and their effect on science.
Oh.
Just watch Big Bang Theory. That'll teach you all the science you need to know. No, I'm just kidding. Elements known to ancient man were few. There were gold, silver, copper, iron, lead, tin, mercury, sulfur, and carbon, and they were the earliest known elements. These were all known prior to the 1st century AD, and then over time, arsenic, antimony, phosphorus, and zinc were discovered. By 1809, there were 47 discovered elements. And one of the earliest attempts to organize them was by Johann Doberan in 1817, and he organized them into groups of 3 or triads based on their similar qualities.
Qualities, yeah, cool.
There you go. And I remember Mr. Oh my goodness, drawing a blank here. Started with an F.
I don't know.
My chemistry teacher, sophomore, Mr. Fowler. He'd been my dad's chemistry teacher too.
Oh wow.
He had an item of sorts where if you fell asleep in class, he'd walk by. It wasn't a cattle prod because that would have just been terrible. But he would touch it on like the metal part of your jeans. You might have a little button on the pocket. And he would walk by and touch that, and that would jolt you awake. Certain things you can't get away with anymore.
I was going to say, that is definitely not acceptable anymore.
That you should not have been doing even back then.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, but my dad said he had been his teacher, so I don't think he's with us any longer. But I remember a few things from that class.
You would not forget that class,
it was a tough class. But I made it through. I powered through, got an A. All right, and it's National Send a Card to a Friend Day.
I love that.
We should do this. It's kind of one of the long lost arts.
Yeah, definitely.
Even the writing, one lady shared a photo, and it was one of those that's gone around. It wasn't anything local. A child had done some homework, and they wrote in cursive. And the teacher wrote back in red pen a note that they docked points. Stop writing this way. You are not being taught to write cursive in school.
Wow.
Yeah, that was sad.
That's really how I write still is it's usually half and half.
I kind of do like this weird little mix back and forth.
But I love, you're great at giving cards, because you had a plethora of cards from our crafting days. And I love that, a lot of times with your gifts, you'll give, probably 10, 15 cards. And those handmade cards, even if I didn't make it, like I made some and I gave all those away, but getting a handwritten card is always better than sending, something digitally. Now you can just send digital cards. I love getting a handmade card.
It just kind of sets it apart anymore because it's not very common.
It does.
All right. Well, again, we are going to be giving you a chance to win a gift certificate from Advocate Pest and Wildlife Service. It's a $45 value. We need to get Foodylicious Janice over here to man the phone line. But first, we want to have you program that number in your phone. Or just simply write it down. We'll give you a chance to pull over. The number is 343-0993. And if you're texting, this is not a text contest, but you do need to use the area code 928-343-0993. So as soon as we get her over here in the studio, we will be doing that giveaway.
Sounds good. So get ready. She'll be here. I'm sure she'll be here shortly. She's on the delay, so give her a few minutes and she'll be here.
You know, I have information from the great folks at Woodard Junior High. We've had their cheer girls in several times over the last year. They are having another fundraiser.
Okay.
And it's coming up on Tuesday, February 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. It will be at Woodard, and the plates are $8 each. That includes meat, rice, beans, tortilla, and salsa. And if you're thinking it's a Tuesday night, we have a lot going on. I was at work, the kids were at school all day. They have drive-through pickup in the north parking lot.
Awesome. I love that.
They are making it easy for you. Again, that's the Woodard Junior High Cheer Barbecue Fundraiser, Tuesday, February 13th. And then we also have Valentine's the next day. So if you want to maybe do something a little sooner for your sweetheart, why not get them dinner here too?
Sounds good. Janice is on her way.
All righty. Again, that phone line, 928-343-0993. We are going to take the third caller
Okay, that sounds
on
good.
the Today in Yuma contest line. Again, 343-0993. Caller number 3, value $45. You do have to be at least 18 to win our contest.
Yes, you do.
You can go to monstermediayuma.com for complete contest rules. Again, caller number 3 right now. Foodylicious Janice is in there and ready to take your calls.
Yes, she sure
It
is.
feels like a telethon.
Yes, first 3 callers right now. She is ready and waiting.
No. Caller number 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. Caller number 3, not first 3.
She got that?
Yeah. she-
Okay. Caller number 3. Again, that's Advocate Pest and Wildlife Service. They're so wonderful. They're still... the pigeon eradication is a process. It takes a little while because they basically moved in. And I can see the changes that are already starting to happen.
Really?
Yes, you can certainly tell. And they're a lot more migratory. And they're going between like the 3 houses on our corner. It's a little triangle. They just
So
come
you're
out.
sending them to the other. So you're sending them to the neighbors.
I'm sorry about that, guys.
But hey, all they need to do is call Advocate Pest and Wildlife Services, and we can send them further down the road.
Yeah, and one of the challenging things too that Sandra had told me was that we live in the desert, and I live very close to the desert. So it's just a natural habitat for them. But you even see them in these highly populated areas downtown. I know they've had a major pigeon issue over the last years and years and years. Some of them are older buildings. So again, give them a call at Advocate Pest and Wildlife Service, and they can start working on that for you.
Definitely.
All right. Good morning to those of you watching us on Facebook Live. I see Erin has popped in from Baltimore.
Hi, Erin.
Might be a little bit cooler over there than it is here, but I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. I'm sure it is. Everywhere is cooler than Yuma right now. Snow. I know our friends over in Pennsylvania were getting some snow today.
And Nell was, I don't know what, she hasn't popped up yet today. Maybe she's busy at her radio station, but I know they were looking at a warm-up to 2 below yesterday.
Yeah, but there's in that part of the country. I was looking at the weather map this morning. They have a little storm going through, but it's a fast moving one. So hopefully it'll be gone by tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't want, because we're experiencing this gorgeous weather right now.
Exactly.
We would like to share it. And I'm cool. I don't mind 68 degrees for high. So I will take 15 degrees and spread it to the places that need it most. It doesn't have to all go to one city.
No,
We'll be fair about
I'm sure
this.
they would appreciate that.
Yes, we have no problem sharing. All right, it's Today in Yuma on Z93 Outlaw Country, monstermediayuma.com. You ready to go to a break?
Sure, let's go.
All right. The show is brought to you by Classic Accounting. Make your appointment to get your 2017 taxes done at Classic Accounting at their Yuma or their Foothills location. Call 343-1040 to schedule your appointment today.
In Sprague Sports, try your gun out before you buy it on 10 lanes of controlled environment at Yuma's only indoor shooting range at Sprague's on 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
And Quick Refrigeration, they're here to ensure your comfort in Yuma year-round. They offer commercial and residential service, and they also offer 24-hour emergency service if you have a situation arise. visit getcoldquick.com.
And our friends over at Advocate Pest and Wildlife Services are locally owned and have been providing pest control services in the Yuma area for over 20 years. They're licensed with the Arizona Game and Fish Department for safe, humane wildlife relocation. You know, I saw a video yesterday. They were relocating a skunk.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can give them a call at 928-343-9149. Message them on Facebook or Instagram.
It's Today in Yuma on Z93 Outlaw Country and MonsterMediaYuma.com. We'll be back after the break with Sarah Wisdom.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I think we have a
Thank you.
smudge on the leg.
And I didn't catch what the price was.
Advocate, 1 month of
Okay, because he's like, what's the price? I just caught you. I was like, I think it's Alvarez. No, wait, I don't know. I think it's Advocate. I think it's tickets. I don't know. You won. You're a winner and you don't even know why you got it.
It's nice to get Carrie just calling in.
Yeah. He's like, I want to win.
That's a lot of them. No, what did I win? What did I win? Just here, be the third caller.
I was like, what? No, you won tickets. Advocate's going to my house. No.
You won. Jennifer's leftover fettuccine Alfredo.
It wasn't even mine. It was one of our guests.
Okay.
No, they got the salad.
I did. I got a large salad. I didn't even get an order of meatballs like I usually do. I'm saving that for birthday celebrations this week. I get salad and meatballs.
Oh, her birthday.
Hey, why not?
She has a birthday Saturday and Jeff's birthday's Friday.
Oh, well, happy birthday a little early.
Actually, both Jeffs with the sheriff's.
Oh, Davis and
Yeah.
your husband, huh?
Yeah. I go, they're both Jeff, they're both redheaded, and they're both on February 9th.
Wow. In a way, that might be a little scary.
I think it is. We had that super full blue, red moon, blue blood moon last week.
Blue blood moon.
Yeah.
Blue blood moon.
Blue blood moon.
I mean, it was a high society moon. The blue blood moon, so it was a high society moon.
Did you see the rocket launch yesterday?
On TV?
Oh,
Did you see last
so
night?
cool.
There was a rocket.
Yes,
I don't know where it came
they
from.
said it was. They said it was that rocket just going past us to where we could see it, and it lasted maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And Kevin was outside. He comes running in. Go look out backyard. Go look in the backyard. And we literally watched it for 30 seconds, and then it was gone.
You could just see the trail coming off behind it.
Yeah.
And it was weird because it was heading kind of southwest or southeast, which I thought was unusual because anything that comes out of Vandenberg always goes out over the ocean. And I'm like, well, but I guess I didn't think you could see it if it was already into orbit like that.
I didn't, nor did I.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of neat though when the two external rockets landed side by side.
Right? They couldn't have planned that.
Was
But
that at 7:30 last night? Is that what it was?
Yeah, somewhere right around there.
in there.
Leslie said at 7:30, but I'm not sure if that was in reference to that.
Yeah, that's
same
pretty
comment
close.
or not.
Like I said, it was just kind of going across the sky. And then disappeared.
Yeah, it was not very long.
What was it? What heavy?
Falcon
Heavy.
Falcon Heavy.
Okay.
I guess the center stage though didn't land good.
The center booster landed in the water.
But even watching how it was weird. It was almost like we were watching the takeoff in reverse.
Yeah.
I go,
And they were perfect side by side.
yeah.
I go, man, you stuck that landing. I give it a 10.
All right, here we go.
See, so much science lately.
Yeah. Electronic age.
Is table salt NA?
you said there wouldn't be a quiz.
I thought your library.
I know. I thought for sure she had quiz questions for me. She likes to do that to me.
It's a compound.
I can't read them. They're so little.
All right, we ready?
Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We are here live on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and on the FTS Automotive Facebook live feed if you'd like to tune in and watch us that way. Next up with us, it is Wisdom Wednesday, and Sarah Wisdom is here from the library.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How
Welcome
are you?
back.
Thank you. Thank you. Always a pleasure. So, show of hands, who's been to the Basque restaurant out in Tacna?
I've never been.
Well, I've heard.
Did you know there was a
Yes,
Basque?
I did know there was.
Okay, well,
That's your hood over there, Darren.
yeah.
Supervisor Simmons is also here
Yes,
with us.
yes.
Yes, chiming in from the corner. Well, we have a fascinating presentation coming up that kind of ties into that. Tomorrow at the Wellton Library, we have an Arizona Humanities presentation about sheep ranchers and herders in Arizona. And how that ties in is the sheep industry was actually quite the economic activity of the 1800s, and we had Basque, Canadians, Danes, and others arriving the mid to late 1800s to graze sheep. So, if you've ever wondered why is there a Basque restaurant out in Tacna, and why do they serve such fabulous lamb and sheep dishes, this is why. So you can learn more at the Wellton Library tomorrow morning. It starts at 10:30 a.m. And the presenter actually has a series of photographs and personal family memoirs that kind of tell this story of the sheep industry. And that includes families from the Wellton-Mohawk area.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, so if you live in that area, definitely go and check that out. You might see somebody you know.
And I'm from another agricultural community in Arizona, southeastern Arizona, but I don't recall ever seeing them using the sheep in the field like we do here.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a lot of that going on. They're grazing all around where I live. And every time I drive by, I have to say sheepy, sheepy. Kind of like the fishy, fishy for my fish.
I was like, what is the purpose? Are you talking to the sheep then?
And then I always look for the black sheep in the group
Oh.
without being distracted too long, because it's just a quick glance.
Oh, okay.
So it's really interesting to see that take place. And I saw them herding one of the fields not too long ago to move them to another area. But it's neat to watch. It's different.
It is, and it's definitely, they say today there's less than 20,000 sheep, whereas back in the 1800s it was just really prevalent.
Oh, really?
But
Just in the East County area? Or where?
Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona.
That's
They're
not a
talking
lot.
about sheep ranchers and herders. So yeah, it's definitely, the way they describe it is it's not one of the 5 C's, which is copper, cattle, cotton, citrus, and climate.
Oh,
which
I
is
knew
what
that.
Arizona is known for.
And also the theme of the Yuma JC Silver Spur Rodeo Parade on Saturday.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. I'm just going to have to keep this
Just
for
all
when
kinds
you
of
quiz
local
me for the
ties.
next couple of days.
One of those is not cactus, by the way.
Right, it could be. That could be the sixth C. So again, that's happening at our Wellton Library at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, and there's no charge to attend. So I really encourage people to go and learn more about sheep ranchers in Arizona.
Sheepy, sheepy. All right. Now that's probably easier to pronounce than some of the items in the next that has to do with Chinese language and culture.
Yes. That's probably true. So we're jumping from Arizona all the way to China here. We have Professor Yang, who teaches mathematics at Arizona Western College. She's been doing presentations for us at the Foothills Library about Chinese language and culture. She was with us for a few sessions in January, and in February she is coming back. She will be at the Foothills Library this Friday at 3 p.m. to talk about the Chinese New Year. If you don't know, it's the year of the dog this year.
Oh, okay.
So dog fans are really excited. So she'll be talking about that, and she will actually even teach you a New Year's song and greeting in Chinese, so you can really impress your friends. Know more about that. And then she'll be back on the 23rd at 3 p.m. to talk about the Lantern Festival that takes place in Taiwan every year. And they'll actually teach you how to make your own little paper lantern.
So interactive.
awesome.
Yes, it's interactive and crafty, and you learn stuff. So that's happening at the Foothills Library this Friday, the 9th, and again on the 23rd. Both sessions are from 3 to 4 p.m., no charge to attend at the Foothills Library.
And again, like you said, they are free. Are the materials provided for the lantern?
They are.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Cool.
All right, now let's talk about some of those Hollywood elopements.
Yes, this is a fascinating part of Yuma's history, and we have librarian Jim Patrick talking about the wedding chapel era, which was approximately 1928 to 1956. He is going to give this presentation. We're back at our Wellton Library at 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. What a perfect time.
Yeah.
And he'll be talking about the different celebrities that came to Yuma to get married when there was this no waiting period. If you had to get the license and wait in Hollywood, you could always run on over to Yuma and have a quick wedding. Some of the stars that he'll be talking about, these are the ones that I knew. Agnes Moorehead, who was Endora on Bewitched.
Yes.
The mom. She got married in Yuma. Tom Mix, who is the star of many, many westerns, was married in Yuma.
And from the Florence area, Florence Casa Grande.
Mm-hmm. And then Hattie McDaniel, who played Mammy in Gone with the Wind, she got married here as well. So that's just a couple. I'm not supposed to give too many away because there's actually a match the face to the name quiz. So I just gave you 3.
Well, and you know, I think it's a really awesome part of Yuma's history, and a lot of people don't realize how many people came here just to get married.
And how many chapels, because we all know about Luke's.
Yeah.
There's another
Yes.
wedding chapel down just off of First Street, not too far from Main Street. Does it tell how many more we had in the area around that time?
It probably does. I know Jim has done a lot of research on this and has a terrific slideshow presentation to share.
Awesome.
But yeah, you're right. We probably don't milk it enough. I mean, that's a really cool part of Yuma history. All these celebrities coming to get married in little old Yuma.
Troy says that Yuma was the Vegas of its day. And,
Yes,
and it was.
That's
It
a
was.
great way to describe
It was. Again, we were in close proximity to Hollywood, and really not too far, and because there was no waiting period.
Right.
Run on over here. And even at Lou's Wedding Chapel, they've got a bunch of the old photos in the front, too, of some of your celebrities that were married here. So it's neat to see that. But again, you can go to this presentation. It's free.
It is, and what a fun way to spend your Valentine's Day morning learning about celebrity romances and weddings. That's happening at 10:30 a.m. at our Wellton Library. No charge to attend, and for more information about this program or any of the programs we talked about, you can visit our website, yumalibrary.org.
Will there be a follow-up program on February 15th about those marriages that did not last?
That's a really good idea. Flip side.
We want to give you the warm, fuzzy side. Oh, but some of them were like, oh, maybe we were a little hasty.
Hey, they got married in Yuma. I don't know where they got divorced. So we're just focusing on
our problem.
Right.
No,
not our problem.
All right. Again, you can go to yumalibrary.org and find out information about the sheep ranchers, the Chinese language and culture, and the Hollywood elopements, the Married in Yuma series, and so many other items that they have taking place, whether it's different classes or presentations, or just find out what they have available in their library. You have so many e-resources, and that grows and grows daily.
Absolutely.
All right, Sarah Wisdom, our guest from the library today. It's time to take our Lotus Day Spa and Salon selfie out in the courtyard. We will be back after the break. The show is brought to you by Classic Accounting. They have 30 years of experience and knowledge to benefit you. Ask about their advanced program. You can get up to a $2,500 advance while your refund processes. Ask about their program. There's no additional fees or APR cost if you use the program. Call 343-1040.
And Sprague Sports, head on down and check out the High Point 9mm pistol sale going on now. It's 100% American made and comes with a lifetime warranty plus a free range pass with the purchase. You can find them on 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
And stop by Quick Refrigeration on Fridays. We have Cat Shirt Friday here, and they have Free Filter Friday. Take in your old air filter, and they'll give you a brand new standard 1-inch air filter. Stop by 190 West 10th Street on Fridays. That's Quick Refrigeration.
And Advocate Pest and Wildlife Services offers wildlife control like feral cat trapping, snake and skunk relocation, and Jennifer's favorite, pigeon extraction.
Sky Rats.
You can give them a call at 928-343-9149. Message them on Facebook or Instagram.
It's Today in Yuma. We'll be back after the break. Louis said, give Darren some coffee to wake him up because he's not. I think you're on your phone. He's not sleeping, Louis.
Oh, I give Louie a hard time.
He's being respectful because it was Sarah's segment.
We're working the rodeo Friday, so
Well,
get him.
he's apparently big on hugging, so make sure you give him a hug for me.
oh yeah.
He always tells my
As long
husband,
as
give your
nobody's
wife.
looking.
Yeah, he always tells my husband, give her a hug for me.
All right, let's get our picture.
We're almost out of Big's Christmas food, so I need to.
Christmas food.
Yeah. Sarah's Christmas gift to Big.
Yeah. How's big?
Well, let's take a picture of Anita.
Okay. Let's not say we did.
Smile.
Well, I think that zoomed in a little bit.
I know, I was like, whoa. They wanted to get a little closer.
We shall see you. Have a good
See you,
one.
Sarah. Have a great one.
Too.
Hello, Lisa.
Figured Louie would be listening in.
He said he'll only hug me.
Good.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Louisa cut up. I like him.
Oh, don't forget y'all's beads.
Hi, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, for Mardi Gras thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw they were setting that up yesterday. Had some stuff down there. Had something going on down there yesterday.
Farmers market.
Yesterday's
Farmers
the community farmers market that Crossroads does each week. Yeah, the Fort Yuma Rotary is doing the Mardi Gras on Main this Friday.
So in other words, stay clear if I'm going down to county admin.
Yeah,
Go to the backside.
at least park on the backside.
Yeah.
Well, you know the drill for that anyway.
Oh, yes. People don't I think realize how busy Main Street is with different events.
Oh,
Well, even
yeah.
like Jennifer and I have gone to the farmers market, and it's like in the morning-ish time, you know, a little earlier. I went around noon yesterday, and I was so surprised at the amount of people that were there. I couldn't park anywhere like where I was thinking.
It's 9 or 10 to 1.
Yeah.
And they actually bus the winter visitors in from parks to come down and hang out down on Main Street.
It's easier to do it that way than have
Yeah.
them contend with parking.
I was out at YPG
Smart,
last Saturday
actually.
for
For
their
the
75th
75th?
anniversary.
I heard there was
Oh my gosh.
someone said a 5-mile line.
The line at one time, somebody was telling me, I was talking to the colonel, and he got word it was backed up from the main gate all the way to Fortuna
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
at one
I
point.
mean, it's awesome that there was just so many things going on that day. We weren't able to fit it in.
Well over 10,000 people
Oh,
out there.
that's amazing.
So it was a
Good show.
good success.
Good.
They did a good job.
I have a belated birthday
Okay.
shout out.
Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We are here on Z93 Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, live weekdays from 9 to 10 a.m.
Yes, real quick, we have a belated birthday shout out. My husband Kevin wanted to give a birthday shout out to one of his longtime friends, Frank Soto, aka Frank the Tank. Happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday, Frank. If you have a birthday or someone special has a birthday coming up and you want to get in on the entries for the Firehouse Subs birthday shout out, just go to MonsterMediaYuma.com, click on the Today in Yuma tab, and there's a little entry form there. Get us that information, and the important part, we need the name, birth date, and phone
Date.
number.
Yep, the
We don't
actual
need the year. A lot of people are sharing that, but if you want to, we'll say it, but we don't want to call anyone out if they're, if they're a little touchy about a certain number.
Yes,
But
definitely.
it's a state of mind. It's not really a number. All right, our next guest with us in the studio, we have Yuma County Supervisor Darren Simmons. Thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, it's always great to have you here in the studio, and you have another exciting event coming up.
Yes, next Tuesday, the 13th, I'm going to be holding a community meeting, which I do every month. But this month, we're going to do it over at Gila Mountain Methodist Church.
Okay.
The topic for this meeting is pretty much explicitly the smell and odor in the foothills area. We've received numerous phone calls over the last year, and we've been trying to work through it, but I was able to get ADEQ to come down, along with someone from the Corporation Commission, and we're going to also have someone from Yuma County Public Health
You have a birthday
will be in
shout
attendance to answer people's questions and to hear their
out?
complaints.
Okay.
Yes.
And
So hopefully,
did you
you
want
know,
to say it on
they'll
the
listen
air,
up and
or did you want to
We can get something done about the smell out there in the foothills. You know, I don't live in the foothills, but I've been out there in the evenings and gone over there in the mornings early and drove around, and it's I don't see how they stand it.
Darren, I lived out there for over 11 years, and you catch a breeze, and there was definitely an odor taking place.
But you know, I've had a phone call from one individual that said, you know, he had to leave his house for several days.
It was that bad?
It was that bad. They could not stay in their room, in their home.
Gabby?
So you know, and when it's getting that bad, something's got to
Yes.
be done.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
when
go
it's
ahead and
uncomfortable
second
for
shortly.
people, we love this time of year. We like being outside, and some of them, I know there's another situation taking place. This is city related off of 5E having
Yeah.
to do with the compost pile.
Yeah.
A lot of the people are frustrated because they can't open the doors or windows because the stench is just wafting in.
Yeah.
And that, you know, they're kind of working on that one, but that's a much smaller scale than the issue we're dealing with in the foothills.
In the foothills, it seems like the worst time is in the mornings, early morning, and in the evening. And that's when it seems like everybody is out enjoying the desert. People getting up early and going walking in the mornings, and then in the evenings they're sitting out on their porch, and they can't do it because the smell is just too horrendous.
Is it associated with the water facility out there?
You know, everything seems to be pointing that way. I've talked to them over there at Far West. They gave me a tour of the facility back last spring. They were trying some new stuff, but like I said, I've driven around over there and the smell is still there. You know, I talked to Andy yesterday, and they think it's coming from septic tanks, but I just don't see that area being the problem area. So, like I said, I don't know. Hopefully, we can get something done at the meeting. Like I said, ADEQ, Corporation Commission, Public Health, and I also invited Far West. You know, so they're going to be there as well. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, between all of us getting together, we can figure out the problem and come up with a solution for it.
You know, and it's unfortunate. You know, right now Yuma's a pretty smelly place anywhere between. But you know what? I'm glad. It's nice to see that you are out there. You've invited everyone in that area to come out and talk about it, so you guys, like you said, can find a resolution. And you know, unfortunately, people are thinking, you know, maybe coming from Far West, but I'm glad you're going to have them there to answer those questions, so that they, you know, you have the representation there, you have the people in front of you. Go out, ask the questions that you may have. It's the perfect setting. You have everybody in one place.
It is. Amy says, I live in the foothills and sometimes our water smells horrible. And I remember this thing too when we lived out there. Early in the morning when you hadn't run it overnight, you'd run it to brush your teeth or wash your hands first thing in the morning. And there was certainly... Someone's calling me on Facebook Live. So
I know that is weird.
Sorry, can't take calls during the show. And it would stink and it would be discolored. And I remember some other residents near us that were collecting their own samples, and it looked like weak tea, a slight brown tint to the water. And we had an RO and a water softener. It's just not anything we... It wasn't a pleasant experience. This was a number of years ago, and I know claims have been made that things have been changed over time, but that's one of the things that I don't miss. You know, I loved the area, and we had amazing neighbors, but I don't miss that part of it.
Well, and that's the problem, you know, with out there in the foothills, it's a beautiful area to live. But you drive around, you see a lot of homes for sale, and talking to a lot of people, they're looking to sell their homes to get away from the smell. Yeah. And all we're doing is hurting ourselves out there when we do that, because, you know, we're running people away.
Exactly.
And we want to encourage people to move out there. And like I said, there's got to be an answer to this. It's been ongoing, like you said, for years. This is not something that's new. So hopefully getting everybody together, talking. And like I said, I really want to encourage people to show up for the meeting, because the more people we have to explain the issue, it makes hopefully ADEQ and Corporation Commission realize that this is not an isolated incident.
Right.
Or a small area that's being impacted.
And Darren, you have your meetings once a month, and they're normally out at the Foothills Library,
yes,
off Fortuna. But because you're anticipating a larger size, it's been moved to this other venue.
Yes, I went over and I talked to Gila Mountain Methodist Church, and we were able to rent their sanctuary hall there. So hopefully, like I said, we can fill that up with people wanting to talk to the people that should be able to do something about this.
Now, is that the one right off the interstate?
Yeah, on North Frontage Road in Foothills.
Gotcha, North Frontage.
That was going to be my question. For somebody who doesn't know where it's at, where do they find it?
Yeah, just get it. It's on North Frontage Road, just west of Foothills Boulevard.
Just exit I-8 or take that route. Don't get back on the interstate.
Yeah.
And they'll take you right to the parking lot.
Well, you know, they do the Greater Foothills Helping Hands does that big yard show out there, or yard sale out there twice a year. So that's where it's at.
Just had one.
Yep.
Yes.
First part of February. Yep.
And it was last week, wasn't it? I think it was last week.
Yeah. Friday and
last
Saturday.
weekend.
Yeah, perfect.
Now, you have been in office for just a little over a year now. What's the experience been like? When we met with you a year ago, we talked about things that you'd like to see happen over the course of the year.
You know, it's been going good. There's a few things that you get a little frustrated with, but you know, you work through it, and you know, you're there to try to help people through some stuff and to get things, or you know, amenities that they want, or you know, problems fixed. I've got 3 big projects right now that are kind of in the works. Being one, the Far West smell, and then out there at Castle Dome Mine and the Castle Dome Museum and Hall Mine. We're running into problems where the road's being closed due to the traffic, and we're trying to work with U.S. Fish and Wildlife and the museum to put a bypass in around both the museum and the mine, so we don't have any restricted flow into McPherson Pass and into those desert areas that are the refuge. Been working with Senator McCain's office, trying to get this pushed through as quick as we can, and alleviate any problems as far as access, and we want to keep it open to the public as much as we can.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of awesome things that they just found recently at the Castle Dome mine. I know that it's probably drawing a lot of attention, and a lot of people I want to get out there and see what they found, and actually just get out and see the whole area. We've kind of been all over Castle Dome in the Wellton area because my husband hunts out there and things. So I've seen more of the desert out there and things than most people have. But when I found out about the Castle Dome mine, I'm like, why have we not been there? Why have you not taken me there? So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are kind of getting frustrated that they can't get out there and see what there is.
Well, and I mean, you can get to the museum and the mine. It's just getting past that to McPherson Pass. And when you open the mine up, and like I said, I've been out there several times talking to him, and he's also given me a tour of the mine, and it's really something to see. If you get a chance, I mean, it's like I said, it's hard to explain. Words and pictures does not describe what it looks like down there in the mine.
And the museum is a phenomenal place.
Yes.
It's got so much culture and just history,
Oldest pair of
education.
Levi's
Yes, I was going to say
there.
that. It's
Yeah.
hanging in one of the little display buildings. I was a chaperone for maybe fourth grade,
Yeah.
third or fourth grade. I don't recall exactly which year. And that was the first time that I had been out there.
Wow.
And it was really cool. But that's the number one thing I remembered was
The
the
Levi's.
Levi's, and then going actually down in the tunnels.
Yeah, and Alan's done a lot more work out there too around the whole mine. He's built some buildings that kind of look back, date back to the late 1800s and stuff. He's got an old, not an apothecary, but a mortician's building with old caskets, and like I said, it's really interesting.
Yeah, and it's something that's right in our backyard, and it's just another one of those things. A lot of people, we hear it so many times. There's nothing to do in Yuma. Venture out about 20 minutes, and you're going to find a lot of things to do out there. So
there is a lot to do in Yuma that people don't realize out there.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and then the third one we're still working on is trying to get a park out in the foothills area. We're just running into some problems trying to find somebody that's willing to step up and maintain it. And I don't think it's so much that, it's the insurance you have to carry on the park area.
And people aren't familiar with that, too. They
Yeah.
just don't quite understand that element.
Yeah. And, like I said, we're trying to look at it. We know, I was talking to the county administrator, and technically there is a parks department on paper, but that's about it in the county. So, I'm just trying to figure out a way we can get this thing to happen. Because like I said, people out there have been wanting it for years. We've got a lot of families that are looking to move into the area. And a lot of times they ask, is there a park in the area where they can take their kids? And unfortunately, Optimists have a little park over in Mesa del Sol, which is more or less the retention basin, but they've fixed it up. And but that's about it.
And there are differences. A lot of people aren't familiar with the retention basin versus the actual parks, too, especially for subdivisions.
Yeah.
And some of them fall under the responsibility of the actual subdivision themselves. And they'll maintain the grass, but if bushes die, they are not replaced. There's some type of protocol in place. People were inquiring about that in my area, too. We do have a park near where I'm at. There, they play soccer. There's a little playground, but there's a basin closer to where I'm at, and people want to turn that into a park. I go, it takes a lot of money, and you're going to have to change a lot of the sidewalks and things around there to accommodate that.
Well, and the park in Mesa del Sol, Optimist Park, they take care of it. They do all the work out there on it. They're trying to do a fundraiser right now, I know, to get some playground equipment in there. So, that's a group that's picked it up. And then you've got another park in Gadsden that somebody down there in Gadsden takes care of. And then there's one at Orange Grove, which Orange Grove School takes care of. And then there's also one out in Packman, Kiwanis Park, that the Kiwanis take care
Right.
of. So, like I said, it's just finding a group that's willing to step up and take care of it. And it's a big responsibility. But I think if we can get it established, I think we'd find the public would come out and help. Like if you're doing park days or whatever to clean up and
Right.
just straighten up. But like I said, the hard part is just finding that insurance to cover it.
That's affordable. So
Yeah.
what we've determined this morning, we've got a stinky situation, and we need parks.
Yes.
There you go.
And good insurance.
Well, I'm
And
glad,
good insurance, yeah.
and I'm glad you're on top of it, Darren. I'm
That
glad you're on top of
and
it.
keeping access to the wildlife refuge for the public to go out and enjoy that. Because like I said, if you've never been out in the Kofas, it is just absolutely gorgeous.
All right, our guest today, Yuma County Supervisor Darren Simmons. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thank you for
Seems
having
like
me.
I run into you in the grocery store more often. That's usually how we plan this. We see each other shopping all the time.
Darren Simmons, aisle 12, please.
All right, our guest today, Supervisor Simmons. It's time to take our Lotus Day Spa Salon selfie out in the courtyard with him. We're going to take a break here on Today in Yuma, and we'll be back after this. We're going to talk about a situation that parents around the Cibola area and parents all over town really need to be aware of. This is Z93 Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed. We'll be back after the break.
Sorry, I wasn't on you. There we go.
I'll wait.
Bonk!
I was waiting for you to tell Little's joke.
Which one?
Somebody send in a joke?
Yeah, he says, if the foot tail smells, it may need a pedicure.
Oh, bad.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah. That's one I'm glad you didn't say. I think I would have slid out then.
Exactly. Exactly.
What?
You're good.
Right here?
Face that way.
Face this wall?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Smile.
See, you got to retrain now.
What's that?
Until Friday.
On how to do it?
When she takes a picture using it, and then it forgets my voice and wants to go back to her.
Ah.
Well, it's funny because some people don't realize when they say smile, they're telling the camera to take the picture. They just think they're telling the people, like you were like,
Yeah, and you're like, I am.
and you're like,
no, the camera.
no, I was talking to the camera.
I wonder
That's
how many
the key word
pictures
for it, huh?
took while we were talking about it.
Probably.
Oh.
That, and you can also say capture or cheese. And because we say capture, they just take the picture.
It takes pictures on its own. It does. It's
Technology. Awesome. We'll see you
See
later.
y'all
Bye,
later.
sir.
Talk to you later. You guys don't be doing anything over at the food bank anytime?
Not coming up here in the near future, but yes, again this year.
Can you get mine?
Okay, we'll do. Thanks, Darren.
In a less sweaty time of year.
Yeah, get the hot time. You don't want to be there. See y'all later.
Trying to help so she could get back and.
Huh?
Trying to help so she can get back and get her segment.
Well, we're gonna we'll talk
I'll
about
talk about Cibola.
Yeah. And I have some lady called. She wants to wish her husband a happy 16th anniversary.
Whoops. It's like a random Darren picture from the neck down. As we were talking about what the camera does.
Yeah, she wanted to shout out, so I'm like, please hold.
We should also congratulate the Buckets family on
Oh, yes,
their
we
new addition.
Sounds good.
I'm going to mix things up here.
Sheepy.
Seriously. And I think I have Jeff doing it now.
Oh my gosh.
Shibby.
I'll be driving out. Oh, like I forgot. I have to say it as I drive by.
All right, we ready?
Thank you, Little. Your expectations are low. We love that.
Ready.
Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We are here live on Z93 Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com. Now, we briefly kind of teased, if you will, some information we want to talk about where Anita had to step out for just a moment, but we're hoping to get her back in here so we can announce our Bare Naked Soap Co. winner from our WTF feature on our website.
Yes, real quick before we get into that conversation we're going to have right now, we had a caller call in. She wants to wish the love of her life, Carmelo, a happy 16th wedding anniversary.
Oh, I wonder if that's Carmelo who won today.
I'm wondering if it's the same one.
Because that's not a very
She
common
must know
name.
he's listening. So happy anniversary to you and many more.
And congratulations to our Advocate Pets and Wildlife Service winner, Carmelo Alvarez.
Yes, happy anniversary.
And we have another congratulatory message. We want to congratulate Kyle and Candace Bucket.
Yeah.
They are wonderful people people. They're part of our radio family here. They have a new addition to their family. Baby Vic arrived last night. 9 pounds, 9 ounces.
How cute.
Is that,
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
He is so precious. So we want to congratulate Jennifer and Keith Lewis on the new addition of that grandbaby to the family, and the first boy. So
I was going to say, that's the first boy.
he has 2 big sisters now, and their family just grew by 2 feet. That's what I like to say. All right, now a very serious situation. We first reported around the 24th that there was a suspicious individual near Cibola High School that had approached a young lady, a student there, and spoke to her. And fortunately, she reached out and spoke to one of the I believe the cheer coach or one of the personnel at the school, and they got the school and the administration involved and contacted YPD. And she did feel threatened by this manner. Yeah. From what I understand is that same man came back the next day.
Yeah, he came back. It was within the next 2 days, I believe. I believe it was the next day. And he came back on campus, and thankfully the campus was full of people. I mean, there's activities going on. All of security and administration was there. And she saw the man again. And she went straight to security, and they were able to go and speak to the man, and actually called YPD. YPD was did an investigation, kind of searched his car and things, asked him questions, what he was doing and things. And unfortunately, he was not detained because he wasn't actually doing anything wrong at that point. But they did tell him that he was not allowed back on campus. And that if he did come back, he would be charged with trespassing, and he would be arrested. Unfortunately, he waited about a week or so, and he came back on campus yesterday.
That's right. But fortunately, there were people that recognized him and his vehicle. And we have shared his photo on both my page and the station page because the police department's encouraging people to speak to their children about keeping an eye out for any suspicious activity.
Definitely.
And, this man was arrested for trespass. That's a misdemeanor. And then there was an also included disorderly conduct / fighting, and that's a misdemeanor too. So like someone else said, he's probably going to be let out, but we are wanting to make people aware that you do need to have that very serious talk with your children.
Yes, and even if they are in high school, yes, they're older, but they're still, they could be subject to God forbid that one of them get kidnapped or anything like that. That we never wish that any harm would come to our children. So we want to make sure that we talk to our children, let them know. Buddy system. The buddy system is great.
Strength in numbers.
Yes, definitely. Stranger danger. Don't talk to strangers. If you see something out of the ordinary, I mean, a lot of times when I walked to school, I would take the same route to school every day. So if something was wrong or there was a different car there that's normally not there, you see those things, say something. Even if it turns out to be nothing, it's better to be safe than sorry.
47-year-old Jose Ayala was the one that was arrested. Leslie's asking for the name, and she has 2 freshmen at Cibola. So obviously, I understand those concerns. That's why we want to let people know. Please keep an eye out yourself. If you're there and you're picking up your students dropping off, and you notice anything that doesn't seem to be right, the Yuma Police Department says contact them. Please reach out and let them know. If you see something, say something. We do say that all the time. And Leslie, there was the other individual, the redheaded person, the man with the beard.
Yeah, by Valley Horizon, I think.
Yes, and then this is a separate one, but it's the same individual at least 3 different occasions. So again, please speak with your children, and we want to keep all of our kids safe.
Yeah, be aware of your surroundings. Like I said, you guys travel those areas every single day, and if something is different, or it's kind of nerve-wracking, because I do have a child. He is not in that area, but this person has a vehicle. If they get pushed out of one area, who's to say he's not going to go to another area? So we definitely want to be vigilant. And the best thing is just strengthen numbers. find a friend or to make a perfect opportunity, like Anita said, perfect opportunity to make some friends in your neighborhood. Walk together. That way you're not alone, because when you're alone, you tend to be a target. So.
And it kind of leads us to that get to know your neighbors in general type of thing. Because then you look out for one another and you know when things don't seem quite right.
Exactly. So like Jennifer said, she did share it on Facebook, his pictures out there, his name's out there.
It's public record.
It is public record, but definitely talk to your kids. We want to do what we can to keep you safe.
That's right. This is Today in Yuma. You can catch us each weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. And if you're not able to listen on the radio, maybe you're a little farther away, you can always stream us at monstermediayuma.com. Just click on the Today in Yuma page, or I'm sorry, at the top we have Listen Live, and you can listen to either of our stations. And you can also watch us on Facebook Live. And we understand not everyone uses or wants to have a Facebook account. Definitely. You can still go to monstermediayuma.com and watch the current day's show from there. But we also have a YouTube channel, and I think we have over 40 shows that are now listed on there. And that is Monster Media Yuma. And we try and have the current day's show loaded by at least noon.
40 shows, that's a lot of current information there.
There may be more than 40, but I was trying to go back, and it's tedious because we have to download the Facebook Live feed and then re-upload it. But it's worth it. We just want to give people the opportunity to hear the information we're sharing, and comment if you want to. And you can still comment on YouTube.
Yes.
But if you're watching our Facebook Live a little bit later in the day and you have a question for one of our guests, please don't hesitate to reach out thinking, oh, it was 4 hours ago, they can't help. No, we can reach out to Darren or Sarah from today, or anyone we may have had on before. If you have a general question, we can still try and track down any information that you need.
Yeah, Leslie was asking, how do we find out who runs Neighborhood Watch? I know that you are a part of a group for your neighborhood, and I'm finding that a lot of neighborhoods in the area are doing this. What is the group called that you...
There's actually two that I'm a part of. There's the Nextdoor app, which is a free app to download, and it usually combines a couple different local communities.
Yeah.
And it's been a great resource because people will share photos. A lot of the individuals have the security cameras on the doorbell.
Yeah.
So you can download photos. I know there was someone was breaking into someone's Escalade.
Oh, wow.
And they have video, but they also have still photos too. And they've shared that information. But there's on Facebook, we have different subdivision pages too.
Yeah.
And I just go put in your address. You'll have to verify, that way they know you're a legit individual that lives there.
I know, we'll have to ask Sergeant Lori Franklin, maybe even get him in to talk about it. There's one that they recommend because they actually verify that you live in the
Nextdoor.
It's a Nextdoor.
Yeah, Alfonso with the Sheriff's Office had originally told us about it. That's when I added it.
Oh, okay.
That's why if there's a situation taking place and you do have the app, it's another way for them to send out notifications and let people know if there is something major happening that impacts the direct community that you're in.
That's perfect. You know, those are probably a good way to start. And if your neighborhood does not have a neighborhood watch, maybe create one.
Yeah.
I like to think of myself as one of the neighborhood watch because...
Oh, you are. You guys know everything in the neighborhood.
Well, you know, we take the time.
She's Mrs. Kravitz.
Well, you know what, though? Like I said, I'm raising my child in that neighborhood, and I want to be safe. I want to let my child go out and play and not have to worry about it, you know. And I know that he's not the only little child in the neighborhood, and he has friends that he goes over to a few houses down. But we know all of our neighbors. They know Eli. You know, if something is out of the ordinary, you know, they call and say, hey, you know, I'm seeing this. Is this something I should be worried about? When we go out of town, they watch our home for us, you know. So it's really best to get out, get to know your neighbors, and you know what? Once you start bringing things to their attention, like, oh, there was somebody walking this way, they're like, oh my God, then they start to look out for more, you know, around. So it's kind of like a what do you call it? A ripple effect. When, you know, if I see something, hey, I saw somebody, you know, in your yard, and then they start to look out, and then they see something out of the ordinary at their neighbors. It's a ripple effect, and that's the best ripple effect you can really get.
We're kind of going back old school because that's how it was done a long time ago.
Was.
People generally knew each other. You had potlucks, and you would keep an eye out for one another. And I don't know that we have a lot of that anymore. We keep saying in our area we want to have just a gathering. but because we have a lot of military, certain ones are deployed, and we want to be able to do it when everyone is there.
Yeah.
We tried to do something last November for a collective thing for our subdivision, but there were so many, it was my birthday and there were other things going on, so we weren't able to make it. But I think we'd still like to do something within our direct couple blocks, because that's where we see everyone every day.
Yeah, and normally what we'll do is if we're having a gathering at our home, I invite everybody around, neighbors, we're having something over, and they love it. Eli's birthday and things, they love to come over and have some cake with us. It's those little things. You have to create those relationships because they're your neighbors. Those are the people that live directly next to you a lot of times or across the street. And they're the ones who are there when you're not there.
And I think we want to enlist the help of your neighbors when we're decorating our floats next.
Hey,
because there was a lot of interest.
A lot of looky-loos.
I'm sure they would be happy to help. That is a rather large trailer.
Larry says my neighborhood is being watched by Glock, Smith & Wesson, and High Point.
I like it. As are ours.
Which you can get at Sprague Sports.
Exactly.
Starting at $149.
Exactly.
And federal premium ammunition. All right, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in today. Great information. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to have someone from Arizona Western College. The CTE is opening, and we are going to have representatives from the Yuma JC's Silver Spur Rodeo. I think it's a couple rodeo announcers and barrelmen.
Ooh, that's always fun.
They are a lot of fun and a ball of energy. Trying to keep, and we're pretty high energy here for us to keep up with them.
Yeah.
I think we're out of breath by the end of the hour.
Hey, and don't forget, tune in to Jennifer's Facebook page and our Facebook page bright and early tomorrow. We have some surprises in store.
Maybe starting around 6:30, but we'll let you know for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Maybe.
It's Today in Yuma on Z93 Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com. Thank you all so much for tuning in. KCYK Yuma and KLJZ Yuma.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, Janice.
Thank
No
you,
problem.
thank you.
Anita.
See you tomorrow morning, bright and, I don't know how bright it is at that time, but early.